Americans love fast food, paying taxes, yo. Everything you do, you get taxed. Like, I'm always calculating my paycheck. Americans are always at Starbucks or somewhere getting coffee, saying how are you as a greeting, smiling at strangers. I don't smile when it's not needed. It's mad weird. I don't think it's okay to park outside the road because by the time you wake up, your car will be gone. Hey y'all, it's your girl Fia and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as you can tell by the title, you already know what we're doing. But before I do that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You know how we do it. And let's just get right into that video. Okay, so first point, parking outside the roads. Like, I'm sorry, but like parking outside the roads, like in Ghana, I don't think it's okay to park outside the road because by the time you wake up, your car will be gone. So I kind of find it weird that like people actually, like, it's normal. Like, it's a normal thing to actually park outside. It's like, yes, you actually have to. It's not even normal. Like, you actually have to park outside. And I find it so weird. When I actually first came, well, now I'm obviously used to it, but like when I first came here, I'm like, wait, oh my gosh, like, why are all these cars on the road? Like, I was super confused. I'm like, what is going on? Like, why don't you guys have your, cars in the garage or something? And then I realized there's not a lot of garages here anyway. So like most of the buildings here, like apartments and stuff, like there are garages but not a lot. So it kind of makes sense that some people park outside. So it was definitely weird for me. I'm like, is it safe to park your car outside? Next thing I noticed was that you barely see money in person, like cash. You barely see cash in person. In Ghana, all we use is cash, money, coins, all that stuff. But here, you barely see. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of, like people use it, but like I'm just saying you barely see it around. So it's like, all they use is like use their phones for like Apple Pay and credit cards. They use credit cards a lot, obviously, so like that's why you don't see cash a lot. That's why I don't see cash a lot, because I don't even got cash on me. Like it's hard to actually see me with cash or like coins. So yeah, it's definitely a weird feeling. And like when you move to like different countries, like, oh, okay, so this is how they do stuff. And I'm actually happy for that, because like I don't even like to hold cash or coins, because it would just get lost in my hands real fast. So I'm like, okay, thank God. All I have to do is just bling, 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 Apple Pay. That's it all for me. So it was definitely weird coming here, like, okay, you don't have to use cash here. So it's actually easier, and your money wouldn't get lost that quickly unless you lose your debit card, and even that you could always call the bank to lock it. So this is like more secured. Yeah, everything is just on your phone. Like literally everything you need is on your phone, yo. Like you could do so many stuff on your phone that you don't need anything else. Like everything is on your phone. If you want to order food, it's on your phone. You can just do it on your phone. If you want to get on Uber, whatever, everything is on your phone. Americans love fast food. Like when I tell you, the obsession is crazy. They love fast food. Morning, afternoon, evening, dawn, whatever, they will eat. They will prefer fast food over anything else. You will not catch a lot of Americans cooking at home, so it's mostly like fast food. Like, hey mom, can I go to McDonald's? Can I go to Burger King, Chick-fil-A, what else, Panera, Popeyes, and all that stuff. Like it's crazy. Like everything is fast food, and I'm like, at this point there's no point of groceries, because y'all just gonna buy outside anyways. And yeah, I mean, but we Africans, like me personally, I don't like fast foods like that. Honestly, with the fast foods, even when I eat it, like give me 2 hours and I'll be hungry again, because I don't know, like that shit don't make me satisfied. I'm sorry, I'm not a foodie, but like it doesn't make me satisfied. I prefer to like actually cook at home and stuff like that, because yeah, I like them, jollof, fufu, the heavy stuff, That's what I'm talking about. Also, the next thing I find weird in America was, I already talked about this in my video, like first time coming to like my experience when I got here. But yeah, like the wood buildings is crazy. Like stop, like it's crazy. I'm like, Why y'all got like wooden buildings everywhere, drywall and those stuff? I'm like, my lips feel so dry. Hold on. Like the wooden buildings are crazy. In Ghana, you can't have no wooden buildings around. Like Ghana, they have like concrete, like cement buildings and stuff. But here, I feel like here should actually have like those concrete buildings because because of like the harsh weather conditions. But they prefer wood. So guess what? Once there's any fire, the whole house get burnt, like literally. So I'm like, that's not really sustainable. So, but again, that's something I find weird here. So it is what it is, right? The next thing is paying taxes, yo. When I tell you, this thing stresses me so much. Everything you do, you get taxed, like literally, like buying water, taxes, juice, taxes, food, taxes, whatever you put money on, taxes. Like it's crazy. Even like hotels, like taxes. You guys, when I was renting a hotel, like taxes was like 256. I'm like, are you crazy? Like why? That's too much. It's even almost too much compared to like the actual rent. But yeah, I was like, that's too much. That's unbearable at this point. And it's really crazy, especially work. Yeah, work actually gets me pissed off because I'm always calculating my paycheck. Like, bro, so let's say if you get paid, I'm just gonna put a number. So let's say you get paid 1,000, right? You get paid 1,000. Taxes is probably like 300. I'm like, why? State and federal tax, like, why are you guys taking 300 from me? Like, why? What's the point? Like, I'm not working for you guys. You guys are not working for me. So like, why are you taking that much money from my, account? Like, it's crazy. Like, it's really annoying because you think, oh, you better get 1,000 this week. And guess what? You end up getting like 700. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't even know you. Like, so why are you taking my money? Like, I feel like that's a scam. Like, they should do something. Well, they can't do anything about it because that's what they've been doing. But it's something I find so weird that like you're stealing from, it feels like you're stealing from me. You're stealing my money that I've worked hard through blood and sweat for it, and you're about to steal it just effortlessly. They don't even send you the money yet. They just take it from your account. They just take it from your check before you even get it. Like, I'm like, oh, so that's how it is here. Basically working for the company and the government as well. That's not cool, and it's something we live in here, so it is what it is at this point. The next thing I find weird in United States is smiling at strangers. Like, I'm sorry, why should I be smiling at you every time I see someone passing? Like, stop. Like, that's not me. I don't smile at anybody. Like, I just don't casually walk around and just be smiling at people. Like, it's mad weird. So it's actually like a norm here that like whoever you see is like kind of give them the fake smile, like, and like they expect you to smile back. I'm like, no honey, you're not gonna get that from me because I'm a person that don't smile like that. I don't smile when it's not needed. So I just don't see a stranger and just start smiling. Like, it's mad weird. I feel like it's actually creepy though. Like, you just casually see someone and just start smiling. In my opinion, in my eyes, I'm like, are you okay? Are you mentally ill or something? Because like, are you a little kululu or something? Because like, girl, like I can't just be smiling at any random person passing by. That brings me to my next point. Pay to greet people at your workplace. I'm sorry, you'll not catch me slacking like that. Like, you will not catch me doing that kind of work. Like, I feel like, what is that even supposed to be a job? You literally have to stand in front of your store and like just greet people as they pass by. I'm like, why is that even a job, yo? Like, they do that a lot. Like Walmart, Home Depot, literally like workers stand in front of the place and like greet customers once they come in, like, hey, welcome to blah blah blah, enjoy your shopping. I'm like, it's not needed. Nobody asked for it. Like, why should that be a job? Like, why should that be something that is assigned to a worker to do? I feel like that's actually not, well, for me personally, I wouldn't do it because I don't like talking to strangers and I don't like talking to people in general. So I'm like, yeah, you will not catch me doing that kind of work. Like, sorry, like, you just literally stand there like doing nothing, and all you have to do is just greet people once they come in, and you have to be smiling at them. That's where it comes in, like just smiling at random people. I'm like, nah, not me, sir. Like, nah, if that was my job, I would have just quit. Like, nah, I can't do that. It's crazy. Saying how are you as a greeting instead of ask a question to know how the person really is, you know. But they're like, hi, how are you? And then once you're thinking, oh, the person is like, oh, asking me how am I doing, and you're like, I'm good, and you silence, no one responds. I'm like, girl, you just did not ask me how are you and not expect a reply from me. Like, that is mad rude. I get offended by that so easily. So when I first got here, like, they're like, how are you doing? Like, they're like, hey, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good. And then they just pass by. They don't say anything else. I'm like, ouch, that's mad rude. Like, why didn't you reply? You literally just asked me how am I doing, so why are you not replying? Like, it makes, if I feel so offended by it. So it happened like twice. I'm like, it's not gonna happen the third time. So guess what, someone asked me how am I doing, someone asked me like, hey, how are you, and I didn't say anything else, and they just walked by, like, like it was normal. So I'm like, oh, so you guys just take it as a greeting, like good morning. Like, they just take it as a good morning. So I'm like, stop. Or when you're like, how are you, like literally then just pass. Like, so I'm like, that is so weird. Don't ask me how am I doing if you don't want a response back. Like, do not ask. You can literally just say good morning and go your way. Like, why ask me how are you? Because it's like, oh my gosh, you're interested to know how I'm really doing. But it's like, no, I don't really care how you really are. So I'm like, make it make sense. That is so weird. Right? And also one thing I actually find a bit weird, because they never did this in Ghana, or I barely see people do this in Ghana, like coffee, you know, getting coffee early in the morning. Americans are always at Starbucks or somewhere getting coffee. Like, they cannot go without coffee every day. Like, it's crazy. Like, the obsession is crazy. Like, they always gotta have a coffee to make their day good and have a nice day, basically. Without coffee, their day is ruined. They cannot do anything. Everything's just gonna go bad and not as planned. So I'm like, they love coffee. And I'm not really a coffee person, so I don't know if I'm being biased with this one, but like, you barely see a lot of Ghanaians like drink coffee. I think that's something we don't usually do, but here everyone is drinking coffee in the morning, like coffee everywhere. And at first I hated the scent, because I never drank coffee like that in Ghana, so I hated the scent so much when I first got here. I'm like, ew, why is coffee everywhere? But I kind of got used to it, because, you know, you can adapt to certain situations. And I kind of get Starbucks, like, you know, sometimes, especially when I'm in school, because, like, you know, and then yeah, coffee is like, I get the caramel frap, so it's not really much of coffee in it. That's how I like mine. So I don't really like coffee like that. But like, they always gotta have coffee in the morning. If they don't have coffee, their day is ruined. The last thing I want to talk about is not really weird, because they do the same thing in Ghana. But also, I kind of find it weird that, like, come on, like, they do this in Ghana, but you guys are also doing the same thing here. Like, be for real, you know? It's actually a norm to, like, share bed in college. I know, like, don't get me wrong, they do this a lot in Ghana, which was, like, obviously okay, but, like, I'm like, in America, too, like, you guys are doing the same thing here, sharing a bed. And, like, the crazy part is, like, we don't know each other. Like, I don't know, it's like intruding someone's privacy, like just sending a whole bunch of college kids to school and then like just pairing them up when you don't even know them from anywhere at all. Like, you literally don't know them. Like, they could come from like way, like, you guys could be like on the opposite ends of the country or somewhere. Like, I'm like, why are you pairing me up with this person, yo? Like sometimes I feel like it's actually weird, because you might, I don't know, like, I don't want to get too deep with it, but it's like, first of all, intruding of privacy, like, because you guys are gonna be in the same dorm, and like, you don't know what kind of, you know, what kind of, like, I don't know how to say, like, what kind of spiritual belief, or like what kind of, like, you know, ethics or morals like this person has. And sometimes you might have to cope with it, or sometimes you don't have to cope with it. So it's like, I feel like it's honestly weird. In Ghana, I'm like, okay, it's acceptable, but like here, like in America, like y'all can just afford like single dorms for everyone. Like, be for real. So it's definitely weird, and sometimes, you know, you get to have like roommate problems and all that. That brings me to the end of this video, y'all. Like, I'm not gonna rant about this, because if they don't change my room, I'll make a video about this. So they better do something about it, y'all. Like, guess what? UMass Law is actually pissing me off right now. So I was supposed to get this room Well, first of all, obviously you guys know that I live in the ICC, and now they're talking about emergency stuff, so we have to evacuate, like we have to leave, like relocate to a different residence. I'm like, you guys waited to like tell us like a week before school, not even a week, like 3 days before move in. Like that is so disrespectful. And you could have told us this like a month ago or something. But again, they didn't know, so I don't blame them. So it's obviously an emergency. But now I have to move from like where I was more comfortable to like moving to a whole different environment. Mind you, I've actually never been to this building before, and I have to go room with like a different person, and it's gonna be like 5 people in that same. It's like a suite basically, but like I get to pair with one person. So I was like, that's not too bad. And guess what? I went back to my portal and I realized I'm gonna be pairing up with 2 people. So it's like a triple. I'm like, first of all, even just one roommate, I cannot even deal with it. But 2 people should be triple in the one dorm. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that is crazy. Like, that's so not fair. So I had to send them an email and all that stuff, you know, for them to change it. And guess what? They've not replied. Usually they reply so quickly, and by this time around, they've not replied. So I'm like, y'all better do something, because this is not fair at all, yo. Like, so just moving people to like random dorms are like not fair. And also it's like you get to share with 2 other persons, so it could be that you might be a problem at some point, or there might be a problem and you don't feel happy, or you know, like it's so weird. And I'm honestly pissed about that, like anytime I think about it. But it's whatever. It's honestly not whatever, because it's really uncomfortable for me. But here lies the case, and I'll see what I can do about it. But yeah, you guys, I'm ranting at this point, so I'm just gonna end the video here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any experiences or like things you also found weird in America, just let me know. I'm probably gonna make a part 2 to it. I'm gonna brainstorm and like see if there's more. There's probably more that I experienced. I'm just not thinking about it right now. So if you watched to this point, I want to say a big thank you for watching. And yeah, comment your experience as well, or whatever you found weird here in America. And thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You know how to do it. And we out for the day.